Good morning, Eugene, Oregon, and welcome to the CITIUS MAG pre-show live from Hayward Field. I'm Chris Chavez, joined by Katelyn Hutchison, and we've got a pretty good crowd on our hands here, Katelyn.
I know. I need everybody to make some noise. Yeah, go ahead and scream, clap, whatever you want to do. Because, Chris, as you said, we are out here in Eugene, Oregon, and it is the last day of the Prefontaine Classic, the Diamond League final for this year.
First day was absolutely electric. We saw some records be broken, tons of great action on the track, and today we've got a stacked lineup of guests joining us here on the pre show. And I figured, you know what? Let's kick it right off. We've already got one of them waiting for us in the wings, and you don't want to make a champion wait too long.
Who's in the crowd, everybody? Who is that?
I spy with my little eye 400-meter hurdles world champion, Olympic champion, and world record holder Carsten Warholm. Come on up.
Yeah, give him
along
a warm
with his
welcome,
coach,
everybody.
Life Olaf Alnes. We're gonna have some fun.
I'm excited for the fun. I don't think they know what they're in for, Chris.
All right. Good morning. It's been good.
You guys
Grab
look like you
a mic.
just woke up. We're gonna get you excited. Don't even
We
worry
just
about
woke
it.
up. Why is this show so early?
Yeah. Well, we got to get people excited.
That's
Exactly.
true. That's true.
So, Carsten, it's been an incredible year for you. Got the title back, ran some of the fastest times of your life. How are you feeling in general about the 2023 season as we kind of put it to an end?
In general, I feel pretty good. But at the same time, you know, I tend to remember my last race the best. And yesterday it was a good race for me, but still I don't like coming second. Or actually I hate it. So that wasn't so nice. But of course the World Championships was the biggest goal this year, and we managed to get that title. So that was good fun.
Coach, let's give it a grade. I guess what were some of the best things Carsten did this year? Were maybe some of the little areas of improvement? It's hard to find areas of improvement when he's the world record holder and the champion.
No, it just get more difficult to run faster when you run fast, but there is always places to improve. And there's a very, very long time from 45.94 to 0.
Yeah. That race in particular, like, it was one of the ones that just made me jump out of my seat. For a lot of people here, like, their minds were blown at the Tokyo Olympics. And this year, I guess, Carsten, like you were hinting, it's possible, I guess, to replicate that sort of what needs to happen as we kind of look towards next year, the Paris Olympics. That was a special day in Tokyo. What were the elements that made it possible? It was the competition, the stage, what else needs to happen so that we can have that moment again?
So I think the special thing about Tokyo, it was obviously the Olympics, so everybody is a bit more hyped, I think. But at the same time, I think all the factors that you can control and all the factors that you can control, everything was going in my way that day, and all the stars were aligned. Isn't that what you say here in the US? So so that was just a great thing. But I think this year I've been able to run even faster times all over than I did in the 2021 season, and that shows that we are on the right path. And I think if you want to break the world record again, you need to stay close to it, and then if the chance comes, you break it. And next year is a new Olympic year, so we have time.
So, Carsten, you're very, very fast. Obviously, you got the accolades and the records to prove it. However, you got some other really great competition that you get to line up against as much as you continue to race. And so I want to know, what is one person that you just get so excited to race every time you know that you're going to be on the track with them?
It's hard to tell, but I think every time me and Rai race, I know it's going to be a fast race. And to me, he's probably, you know, one of the strongest competitors out there, and together we make this a great event. So every time we race together, I know that I have to be on my best.
So what's that relationship like between you two? Because I'm pretty sure he hates losing just as much as you do as well. And so I want to know, like, before a race, are you guys chopping it up? Are you giving high fives? Are you giving each other death
took a selfie,
stares?
right?
Like
Yesterday before the race or something
yeah.
like that?
I think Coach Life was trying to, because he came like this in this Hawaiian shirt. So we thought maybe the guy took vacation, but he didn't, obviously. So you know, it's I think it's respect at the bottom. I think none of us are like, we're not like best friends. We don't visit each other or talk on a regular basis. But at the same time, we have respect for each other, and And that's the only thing I demand from my competitors, that they respect me and my performances and the job I do, and from that point forward, they can do whatever they want. But I really appreciate to have competitors like Ryan and the other guys to push me.
So speaking of relationships, you and your coach, I love you guys. Like on Instagram, you guys are always having a great time. And so my first question is how well do y'all think y'all know each other?
Think very well.
Yeah?
Kristen, you want to test this out?
Pretty sure.
Let's test this out. I got some questions pulled from, like, they used to be the game show, the Newlywed Game. So I want to see how well, you guys actually know
My
each other.
girlfriend is actually jealous of Coach Life, so I know him pretty well.
All right, so let's start off. Who spends more time in the shower? You
That would
guys
be
share.
that would be me. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Guilty.
It would,
All right.
yeah, guilty. I'm,
All
I'm
right.
probably the only one of us showering. I don't know.
All right, Coach Life. Who's Carsten's celebrity crush? I mean, respect to your girlfriend, but who's his celebrity crush?
I don't really know, but I don't know if you have any.
We watch Vikings now.
Yeah.
That's a nice lady.
Ragnar Lothbrok.
Okay, all right.
That's a guy.
It doesn't matter. It can be a different kind of love.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
What is Coach Life's biggest fear? Are we talking spiders or
I
anything?
think actually injuries.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one thing you. That's the one thing you don't mess around with Coach Life. You can't fake an injury and those type of stuff because he would get a heart attack.
All right. Coach Life, what's Carsten's biggest fear?
Losing?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Let's see. If Coach Life won the lottery, what's the first thing he's going to buy?
He doesn't spend money.
Yeah?
I pay him really good, I can tell you that. I pay him really, really well. And he's like, I saw this car online the other day. It's $1,200. Maybe I should, consider. And I'm like, go buy yourself a Porsche or something. No. So, the guy would probably buy like 3 for 2 DVDs on the kiosk or something. It's and I'm not joking you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a hoarder.
Coach Life, what's Carsten spending the $1 billion from the lottery?
Oh, go even faster car probably.
Faster car. What are you driving right now?
I'm driving electric now, actually.
Okay.
I know that's not a big thing here, but right now I have a Mercedes, an electric car.
Okay. I love that. What is Carsten's drink of choice at a bar? It's the off season. What are you letting him get if he goes up for an order?
Could be one beer.
Just one beer.
One beer, yeah. 2 beer is drunkenness.
I thought you.
You're a lightweight?
Really?
He's strict, I tell you that.
Yeah.
But you're talking about the guy that drinks 12 Red Bulls a day.
I love that. He's got to plug the sponsor constantly. Yeah. There you
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Coach, this is a track and field related question, but you taking risks in races, like you have to be super calculated about that. Over the last couple of years, you guys have turned the 400-meter hurdles into a sprint. There's no more, let's get into a rhythmic pattern or anything like that. How did you get to that point, sort of, all right, we're going to attack it and take a risk no matter what, because, if at the end of the race, Carsten, you could be tying up a little bit, but you have to know that you gave it your all. So what happened in the evolution of the 400-meter hurdles?
It is a risk-reward game, but there was a lot of criticism that he started too fast, and I totally disagree. I say he finished too slow.
I feel like every coach thinks that way.
Yeah. So, Carsten, I guess, have you seen that just sort of, it's on the women's side, it's the same exact thing, too, with Sydney and Femke and Dalila. They turned it into a sprint. So now what happens to the event when you guys are already running so fast?
I think actually that Coach Life was the brain behind the change that we all see now. I think we started this already back when I won in 2017. I didn't run that fast back then, but I was still running the 200 meters faster than probably no one has ever done in the 400-meter hurdles. And then we continue building that, and I think that also happened because when someone starts to run like that, the other guys gotta do it as well. And I think now you see people are solving the 400-meter hurdles in a way different way than they did before, and I think it's cool. Now people are breaking world records more often in the 400-meter hurdles, and it's a good thing.
He did it in the heats actually in Rio. I had no clue what's going to do over the last 2 hurdles, but said, go hard, on the first 8 and be the guy that everyone hates in the heat.
Really?
So when I think about you, Carsten, specifically, I always have this image of you in my head of when I don't know what you were making him deadlift, but that video of you just like slamming like a bazillion pounds on the ground. So I'm already knowing that some of the stuff that coach gives you is a little crazy, but I'm sure you know how to handle it as the record speaks for itself. So if you guys are allowed to spill the secrets, what is one of the hardest workouts that coach has ever given you?
We don't train like hard to the point where we throw up every week or that type of thing, but we put in a lot of hours and we are very focused on the specific training. And I think Coach Lyles' mentality and the way he thinks about this is very good, because he says everything that you're gonna do, you're doing to make the boat go faster. And I think that's a very nice thing, because a lot of people train, but you need to train on the right things. And I think for us, it's all about training on the specifics. That's what you see also in these weird lifting videos that some people love, some people hate. But for us, it's something that we do because we want to make the boat go faster. And we do a very specific type of event, and we need to do very specific type of workouts.
And it obviously works. And, you know, there's a lot of younger kids that look up to you and are just like, that's the guy that I want to be one day, or even the guy that they want to beat. And so what's some inspiration that you would give to some of our younger folks out here, or people who are still competing that want to be on your level?
I think it's impossible to do something over time that you don't like. So the boring advice, first of all, is to find something that you like and enjoy it. But after that, it's about passion. I think if you want to be extremely good at something, you have to make it your lifestyle. You have to really adapt it into your lifestyle. You have to do everything that you do in your life. It's got to be centered around, you know, running fast, 400-meter hurdles, running fast, whatever you do. And to me, it's about training, it's about sleeping, it's about eating, it's about relaxing and doing all the right things. And you have to learn to enjoy that. If not, you won't be able to do it for many years.
All right, Carsten. Well, we'll let you get on to your off-season celebration. Thanks so much for taking the time to join us this morning. Everyone, let's give it up for Carsten Warholm and his coach life. I feel like we need to do the slapping to wake the crowd up a little bit. All right, we'll be right back after this.
Stranger.
I wanna fly, can you take me far away?
Stranger.
All right, folks, with music like that, it means someone's about to make an entrance. So we've got the car pulled up. I can see it right now. Let's welcome on 6-time world champion, Olympic bronze medalist, and maybe one of the most hated men in the NBA, Noah Lyles, everybody. This is going to be fun. Oh, I think you put in a request for us to wear some special hats.
Where's that speaker, Noah? It died. Come on now.
All right, I have to wear.
I was told that I had to wear this hat, and knowing the hairstyle I have, you're insane. Y'all see how crazy I look up here?
You look great.
This is why we don't listen to this man right here.
All right, Noah. End of season, A+, I would say. I'm not going to make you give it a grade. I'll give you a grade. You come away with 3 world championship gold medals. How are you feeling at the end of it now? You get to celebrate.
I'm great. I'm feeling great. You know, of course I wanted to win, but I mean, second fastest time of my career in the 100. I'm never going to be upset with that. And I wasn't even going to come here, you know. After Zurich, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I was slumped over. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can run again. But gathered myself back up, and I'm like, you know what? Let's do one more.
You said something really awesome yesterday as to why you decided to make the trip. You're the world champion. This is a meet on home soil. You're an American, and you had to come out for all these people.
Yeah. I had to come out for all of y'all. Look at all these people. Look at that. We got a no allow sign. We got a go TC Williams sign, even though it's not called that anymore. But I call it TC Williams still. So, I mean, yeah, this is what you come out here for. You come out for the people, the excitement. You know, I saw on Twitter somebody was like, you're the whole reason I was coming out. And I'm like, well, dang, now I got to show up.
So for you, I guess, what has made this season just so special? You set your mind out and you were loud about it at the very beginning. It's like the double gold. The double was alive from January, and now you've made it happen. And I think you've just shared along the way the documentary series. Everything about it has just been very transparent. So for you, just to bring all these people along on the journey, how important is that? I
think it's so crazy because you looked at 2022 and everybody was like, well, how do you top that off? And I'm just like, oh, I got plans. So then you start telling people your plans, and they're like, no, that's crazy. And it's like, well, you just wanted something, crazier than an American record. You go hard. You go for 3 gold medals. You go for you're pushing the boundary. You go for the excitement, and then you start documenting it so people can watch it back. And now we're here, and we've accomplished almost every goal. The only thing we're missing is a world record.
Yeah,
that's true.
If this was an anime ranking, it would probably be an S minus. Maybe an A+, but I'm looking for an S+.
And so I think one thing that's interesting about you is that you're always dedicated to not just running fast, but to transcending the sport, as Chris was saying, all the other extra things that you're doing outside of winning gold medals. And it's so funny, when I saw you at Worlds, you were like, I'm going to transcend the sport. And I'm like, it's happening. I don't know exactly how it's going to happen. I think about 3 days later, your video went viral, and you was the talk of the town in the NBA, track and field, and literally every sports network for like the next 2 weeks. And so I want to know what that moment.
It's still going on now.
It's still going on. So what does that feel like for you? I mean, whether the people love what you said or hate what you said, like, you are the center of attention.
No, it is wild because in my head I'm like, I'm doing all these different things. I'm trying to do interviews that aren't like track related, and I'm trying to really push outside the boundary of just what is being a track and field athlete. And, they're getting some buzz, but it wasn't until, I reach in my phone and my friends are blowing up and they're like, bro, you got the NBA all talking about you, like, what you doing out here, man? It's like, what are y'all talking about? And all of a sudden, I'm just seeing all these NBA players, spouting all this nonsense.
Drake coming in from the clouds.
Like, Drake. Like, come on,
Drake. Like, seriously, like, everybody, I'm like, man, everybody seems to have, an opinion on this one matter, and it's not track related. Yeah. That's the crazy thing. And some people are like, this man just won 3 gold medals. Y'all need to put respect on his name. And I was just like, I don't even care. At this point, the fact that my name is being talked around the world now, like, not the track world, the real world, everywhere. That's the important thing. And while I got you here, I'm going to keep you here.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's so funny, because a lot of people are just like, oh, my God, like, he's so stupid. I hate what he said. Or like, yeah, like, he's completely right. And I'm like, at the end of the day, Noah Lyles is a marketing genius. And I don't think he realized what he just did. It don't matter if you love or hate what he said. At the end of the day, like you said, you are the talk of the world, and it's still going on. So
if you hadn't turned pro, would you have studied marketing?
The craziest thing is
you could teach a class now.
I truly could teach a class, and I think about that every day. Like, I'm now to the point where, if you look at like World Athletics made like a tweet about like what has been going on, and that's their best post they've ever had in their history of their social media, and it wasn't even about track. It was about me and something that happened outside of track. That's like just shows the situations that I'm like building up and that people are paying attention to. It's like, yo, marketing isn't about like, how it's all, just posting about the win. It's about like, how do you tell the story of the win? How do you tell the story of the situation? And then just building off of those one moments and keep pushing each time. And, now I post something, GQ made a post about me and it maybe got like 100 likes. I post the same thing, it got like 1,000 likes. It's like, yo, at this point, y'all just need to start giving me the content, and I'll handle it myself.
So we've got all this momentum going into an Olympic year. You said you've got people's attention. You want to keep them there.
Yeah.
What's sort of like the focus? What do you want them to focus on? Like yesterday, I'm sure there's probably people who started following you after the NBA comments.
Yeah.
And they watch the race and they see you lose, and they're like, yeah, he lost. But, I think that there's other people who are like, you know what? I want him to win. We've got your documentary series coming, a Netflix series coming. Like, what do you hope this time next year people are talking about within track and field?
Well, it's NBC is very happy with the docuseries. and they very much want to keep a season 2.
There you go.
So
you're getting that Emmy.
Exactly. Hey, I need the Emmy.
It's thanks to all these guys out here.
Exactly. So Noah Lyles, the Untitled Noah Lyles Project. A season 2 is coming for the Olympic year. So I'm very excited about that. So y'all all see the hats out here, World Championship hats. Make sure you guys go out on my social media and get you one. We are definitely putting in pre-order. So if you want it, you can have it. But it's only for a limited time because after December, we're not going to be able to make any more because it's all about the Olympics. But I'm hoping next year, you know, you look at Coco Golf and what New Balance did with their team. You know, that's what I was trying to do with my hats. So she had, you know, New Balance right behind them. And as soon as she won that U.S. Open, you know, they were quick to put out those shirts. And I'm like, yeah, that's what, you know, that's the exact type of mindset that I'm trying to give to, like, Adidas and U.S. Champs and USATF and World Athletics. Like, we got to capitalize hot and quick. Like, people's attention span is short. We got to make sure that we're pushing it. So, you know, next year we're going to have the docuseries. Next year, I'm hoping that we have merchandise coming. Next year, I'm hoping that as soon as we're done with the Olympics, you know, you're going to see me at the Met Gala. You're going to see me on USA, you know, I forgot
Good
it.
Morning
USA,
America.
Good
Today
Morning
Show.
America,
Yeah,
the Today Show, the late night TV, everywhere. I want you to get sick of seeing my face.
What is kind of like on the bucket list right now in terms of like you might not get invited to a Drake concert, but like, you know, with
No,
celebrities.
I got invited to the Little Baby concert
Okay,
instead.
there you
I'm coming too, right? You got an extra ticket.
I got some tickets. How cool is your outfit?
Oh, trust and believe.
Okay,
I got
okay,
some fits.
okay,
I got
okay.
some fits. I will step.
Yeah,
All
what
right.
are you wearing today? Like, what goes into sort of like you picking out your outfits? I knew you were gonna show up looking nice.
Yeah, it's so I had like 5 outfits back at the hotel, and I was just like, all right, so I got to come on this show, and then I'm gonna be on NBC today, you know, calling out the races, you know, in the 200s. So I'm like, I got to wear something where I can like look professional but yet cool at the same time. So I'm like, all right, I'm bringing out the tracksuit, and I'm gonna wear the little collar and put on the pearls, you know, bring out the hat, you know, just a little bit of a mixture of, you know, looking cool and looking professional, giving the track vibe, you know. It's because sometimes it's like you want to look, you know, it's super professional, but sometimes it's not you, and you got to be able to be true to who you are. And when I was doing my I Am Athlete podcast, I was like, yeah, I had this whole outfit revolved around this hat, but then I had to change it because that's not how I was feeling that day. You know, I want to feel comfortable and fun and exciting when I'm going out, so that's why I love to wear bright colors.
Yeah, you should have got a degree in marketing and fashion design. Like, you're a jack of all trades, Noah. So today, final day of the Diamond League final. What are you looking forward to the most? We got your 200.
200s, man.
Yeah.
Come on now. 200s. That's my baby right there. I don't care who's running it. You got to run fast, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if anybody going to try, you know, make a little push for the world lead.
Women's world record?
I'm going to tell you what, it's looking real weak right now with Sharika coming in after that 100 yesterday. And the thing about her attempt back in Zurich, that was with negative wind.
Yeah, we're hoping for a
Like,
little bit of wind here.
Imagine if that was a 2.0 wind, a 1.9 wind. That would have potentially really have been a world record right there. And, you know, with Hayward Magic, anything is possible.
There we go. On that note, Noah, we appreciate you taking the time. I'm sure there's all these fans here who might want to get an autograph or shake your hand or anything like that, but we appreciate you just always going above and beyond to just, you know, support the sport and just pushing it forward.
I appreciate that. Actually, how much time do we have?
I think I got told we got to cut to a commercial break. What do you want to shout out?
I was going to say we could take like 3 questions from the crowd.
Oh, all right. We'll take one. We'll take one.
take
All right.
one.
Who's got a question
Who got
for
the lucky
Noah?
question of the day?
What kind of milkshakes?
Salted caramel milkshake.
All
By
right.
far my favorite.
What gives you the motivation to run every day?
Truly, it is the craziest. It's a very what do you call it? Main character energy. I am truly
really
the
one of them kind of
best,
folks, bro.
and I believe with all my heart I am the best, and that nobody has the talent or the ability to train smarter than me, and that's what gives me the motivation to train every day.
All right, there you have it. No, Lyles, preaching to the crowd. And I wasn't going to let you go. We'll trade hats. I'll give you
You'll trade hat.
an
Well,
Love Track and
this is
Field
my
hat.
last one, but I'll
No, I've already got mine.
Oh, okay, yeah,
You can
okay,
take that one
okay.
home, Noah.
I'll
Thanks a
take
lot,
that.
Noah. All right, let's give it up for Noah Lyles, everybody.
Woo!
All right, we'll be right back after this.
Here in Eugene, Oregon, TrackTown isn't just what we do. It's who we are. It's our home and our heart. It's our history and our inspiration. And we are just getting warmed up.
All right, and we're back. Noah just always brings the energy and lifts up just every room that he's in.
He does. And as I always tell everyone, that is a guy that you want to be friends with and be around because his energy is extremely contagious.
I love it. All right, so we're going to keep the show going. We've got another world champion in the room. All right, let's bring
we got
on
two world champions.
world champion in the pole vault, Nina Kennedy, everybody.
Hello. Look at that smile, so bright. How are you doing today?
Yep.
Yes.
Nice. Hello. Yeah, I'm feeling good.
All
Better
right.
than Katie is because she's not here.
I ran into Katie yesterday, and we both grabbed a glass of wine, so maybe, it's a little bit of a slower start to the morning, but it's all good.
Yeah. I think it's like that. Hopefully she rocks up.
Yeah. Off season now. You get to enjoy it. What's the big vacation plan?
So I'm going back to Australia. Like, obviously, we have to travel so much. So I'm going back to Aussie, and it's coming into summer, so I'm going to be on the beach in my bikini.
Oh, love it. So, Nina, Diamond League final, World Championship, this whole entire summer, I guess, like, how special has it been just for you to kind of, after the last couple years, to show up at these big stages and perform?
It's been awesome. That's why we're kind of in the sport, and I think, like, throughout my career, I've just... I'm getting those results, third last year and first this year, and the belief is building in me. And that's like, for me, that's really, really special. I know some athletes just naturally have that belief. I don't. And now it's growing. And I'm like, yeah, bring on Paris. Let's go.
So tell me the secret to having it grow, because I'm going to tell everybody a little secret for myself. I'm the same way. Like, people be like, oh, you this, that, and the third. And I'm like, I don't know what you talking about. So talk us through about how you've been building your confidence over the years to the point to where you've made your dream of becoming a national champion true.
A world champion.
A world champion.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's such a good question, and I think it's just focusing solely on the process of what I need to do at training, at competition, in my life, and when the process goes right, those medals, those high heights, they just come, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know how to do this now, and it's like I do believe in myself.
So, Nina, you shared the gold medal at the World Championships. We sat down with Katie when we did our show, and she explained it. Now, I want to hear it just straight from you, I guess, the rationale of just that moment. It was beautiful. We've seen it kind of blasted all over social media. And I think one of the key parts is that that's a big moment for the pole vault, to get, that sort of shine on the event. Now that you have people's attentions, where do you kind of want to take it so that they stay engaged with the pole vault?
That's a good question, and especially in Australia, like, everyone knows what pole vault is now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes. And also just for, like, women in sport, I'm a big advocate for that, and I'm just, like, I know back in Australia, like, I'm inspiring, like, young women, and for me, I'm like, yes, that is so cool, but, there's some eyes on the pole vault now, and I think coming into Paris, it is going to be a good fight. Like, everyone is jumping high, and... yeah, I think let's just, like, keep that ball rolling. Me and Katie were kind of like, actually, no, me and my friend, we were kind of talking. We were like, me and Katie should, like, pretend to have a fight to, like, keep the eyes on us and to keep this story rolling. But, we're not doing that.
Friends
but
to enemy.
yes.
Enemies.
Yeah.
Enemies.
Yeah. I was going to say, if it hadn't been pole vault, so no jump off, what else would have been a fair way to decide the gold medal? Is it a race from pole to pole? Is it rock, paper, scissors? Like, what would be another way for the two of you? Dance battle. What would be fair?
It's a good question, and, like, I think a little bit in me, like, the dog in me would want just, like, a fist fight. And
Fist
I know
fight.
that's, like,
I love that.
Crazy.
I know that's, like, super inappropriate, but... but, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sure Katie's watching from home on her way over here, and she's like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm in. Bring it on."
Bring it on. So inappropriate. I'm sorry, people.
You mentioned sort of like when being that inspiration for like the younger generations. Who was that for you?
It's a good question. And, you know, Katie, they're older than me. Katie and Sandy, they're, you know, 5 or 6 or 7 years older than me. And so when I was kind of starting off in the sport, you know, I was watching the Rio Olympics, I was watching the London Olympics, and they were like my idols. So now I'm like jumping with them and mixing it with them. And I think, you know, I was talking about that belief. It's like they were up here and I was like, I'm never going to be as good as them. But, you know, my season and like my career is progressing, and yeah, I'm mixing it with them now, which is cool.
Is it interesting now to sort of like go into an Olympic year, like mentally preparing for it? Tokyo, it's like it had its delay, so like you could prepare for it like even more. But we've been in a rhythm now where it's, you know, Olympics, worlds, and it's hard to stay engaged for that long. So how are you mentally, I guess, going to enjoy this break and then approach the Olympic year?
Yeah, you know, life's back to normal after COVID, well, normal-ish, but you're right, things are flowing, and to rock up next year in like the best form I can be. You know, Katie actually spoke about it after her Olympics.
Right.
Then the next year, she really struggled mentally, and she was very public about that. And she kind of spoke the other day about how she didn't have that mental break. And I think doing such a technically difficult event, everybody needs that mental break. So I'm going to go home, switch off my socials, and not get in my bikini and not think about athletics for a good month. And I know that I'm really going to struggle with that, but I know I'm going to be better for it next year. So, yeah.
So what's the first thing you're going to do? Because I feel as though if I was as cool as you were, like the first thing I'm probably going to do is take me a vacation and, like you said, logging out my socials for a month.
Yeah.
I'm locking up the socials. I'm going on some vacations. We have like a lot of sport in Australia right now, like our AFL, which is like our football. So I'm going to travel to Melbourne to watch that, and I'm going to go camping. I'm going to go bushwalking. I'm just going to like live my life.
Have you gotten invited to like talk shows or anything like that yet in Australia?
Like yes and no.
It's hard because you've been traveling so much.
I have, and like athletics obviously isn't the biggest sport in Australia, but I hope I'm paving the way. You know, our Aussie team is so strong at the moment, so I think we're just making some inroads, and yeah, I want to spread that word a little bit, but also, like I said, I need some time off, so yeah.
We had Nicola on the show here yesterday, and she's talked a little bit about that, about how like this year was like, I guess, the highest medal count in a long time, or possibly ever. So put it out there, Nina. I guess how many medals for Australia next year? I guess it was 4 this year?
I think it was 6 this year.
Okay. I'm going to get a fact check from
yeah,
our guy
it was
Mitch.
it was
Yeah.
5 or 6, but I'm going to put it out to 6 next year. Like, our women are killing it. We had one male, Curtis, the pole vaulter, who got a medal, but we're mixing it. And, like, for us Aussies, that's really cool. It's really special.
I love it. Well, Nina, you've got all these fans here. I'm sure some people want some autographs, some selfies. So thanks so much for taking the time with us. And enjoy the beach and the whole off season.
I will. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much. Let's give it up for Nina Kennedy. Oh, we got some CITIUS fans also.
Is
cheering
that
for
Real
us.
Talk with T?
Yeah. All right. We've got our next guest waiting in the wings. We've got 2 U.S. champions in the 1500. One of them just happened to break the American record in the mile yesterday. Both of them world championship finalists. Let's bring on up Yared Nuguse and Cole Hocker. That race yesterday, I lost my mind. I didn't
Yeah.
realize how fast they were going until it was finally over, but mind-blowing stuff.
Speaking of that, I have a question I have to ask the both of them, Chris.
Oh, they're on their way. I feel like we should have like the goose heads that we saw in the stands out here.
Everyone's
just cheering
quack.
them on. Let's give it up. Let's give these guys a warm welcome. There's no one more chill in the whole track and field world than Yared Nuguse. And Cole Hocker, actually, yeah. The 2 most chill men in track and field. But on the track, killers.
Yes, indeed.
All right, guys, come on up.
How you both doing today?
All right. So how do the legs feel the day after a mile that fast?
I mean, mine are pretty dead. I feel like.
You want to take a seat? Like we can't.
Nah,
we can sit there.
I think just like ending the season, I feel like you kind of just really want to leave it all out there. So I got absolutely nothing left.
Cole, how about you? How are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling all right. I feel like I could have gone a little faster, so maybe it's a bad sign. I should feel a little worse probably.
So yesterday, an epic race. I guess let's go through both of your vantage points of how like it unfolded. Yared, for you, I guess like at what point did you realize just how special and how fast you guys were going? You paid attention. You told me yesterday you saw the splits.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of plan on obviously coming through at 151, but to kind of keep that up going into 1200, I was just like, man, like we're probably not gonna really slow down like this last lap. So, and I was already like kind of the point where you start hurting anyway. So it's just like, I think I'm just gonna keep grinding and see what I can do for this last lap. But no, it was really crazy just come around with that time at the end. So,
Cole, did this one hurt the most of like of some of your past races?
No, I was just saying a couple minutes ago, like I almost felt like we were in like a tactical race back there, and I was looking up and these two were just getting further and further, and I was like, oh, I'm like getting tripped up and stuff, but definitely still rolling. Sub 350 isn't slow, but yeah, it felt like a little bit more tactical than I thought it was going to be for me.
Cole, with you and sort of like the season you've had, it was a later start to the season. You dealt with some injuries. I guess what were some of the biggest lessons you took away from just a little bit of that adversity? I mean, you're so young in your professional career, and it's like it happened early, but you've handled it well to get to this point where you finished the season strong.
Yeah, definitely. This is like a big season, just as in my 2021 season was like really smooth and everything went perfect, and this season was not perfect, and I think just what I've been able to do with the latter half of my season just shows me what I can do with a not super smooth season. And so when I get that season, hopefully that's next year, and I just stay on that trajectory that have a lot of big times and events coming up.
And I guess, Yared, you've been going hard since January. American records indoors, American records outdoors. Is it hard to pick like what your top 3 moments were? You mean there are some races where it wasn't even just like you came out with the win. So what were some of the highlights for you?
no, I mean, there's been a lot of really great races this season. Off the top of my head, Oslo was a favorite of mine just because I loved running so fast, and then also just having all my teammates like all run 329. Have that whole field run 329 was great. London was like the loudest crowd I've ever heard in my life, so that was like a great place to be. And even just like yesterday in Eugene is obviously going to be pretty special too, because I just feel like that energy and like being able to run something that special like right at the end of the season is just like really huge for me.
So here's the thing. Y'all know I'm a sprinter. I'm a 400 girl. That's what I do all day long. So, the whole distance thing is not really my thing. However, I did tell Chris at USA's I did become a 1500 fan. Not really because of you guys. It's because of Nikki. But now I'm a fan of the both of you. But let me tell you the other reason why I'm a fan of the 15. So, for whatever reason, Jakob goes out to race, and the Brits continue to beat him. But I want to know how bad you guys want to beat him, because I just feel like you guys have the potential to do it, and I'm ready to see it happen, especially you, because you were very close yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm like right there. I'm like right on the cusp of it, and I just feel like, come another year of training and just another year of like getting into races like that, I just feel I know I can do it. I know it's all there. All the pieces are there. It's just about having it come together and really like digging down that last 100 so I could do something crazy.
And Cole, when is it gonna happen for you? Because I can see it for you too. If it's one person out here that has got a crap ton of confidence, it is you.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously got some work to do, but I see myself winning every race that I'm in. I say that every time, and I don't think it should be any different moving into the future.
I love it. So, I guess, Yared, for you, you were famously the most relaxed guy out in track and field. At the day of the World Championship final, we spoke with you a little bit afterwards, and you said you were bored in your hotel room, just like having to kill all the time until the race. So the off season, is it a little bit more exciting? Like, what are your fun plans for the off season?
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot more exciting. I just have literally every day from like the next month planned. I'm obviously I'll start like going back home for a little bit, seeing my parents, but then it's like the Notre Dame Ohio State game. I go to Canada for a week, and then Seattle, Dallas, Chicago, West Palm Beach, back to Denver.
Any concerts planned? You hit the Taylor Swift concert during the
I
last
did,
offseason.
yes. Back in March, I was.
Oh, that was
but-
in season. Oh, well, I guess in between.
It was kind of in between. That's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
how I rationalized it. But
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Speaking of Taylor Swift, do you know that there is a shirt going around with you saying that you are Taylor Swift?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it.
Can I
It's a
have
no
one?
context shirt, I think. Yeah. Cole, what are your off-season plans?
Pretty chill. I don't know. I'll just I guess I'm gonna be traveling around U.S. a little bit just to see. You know, my training situation might be changing this next year, so I'll have to do some scouting, location. But yeah, I'm just excited to not have to stress about a meet for a while.
When's the EP dropping? I know you're making your own music. When can we expect the first Cole Hocker album or single to drop?
Yeah, follow me on SoundCloud, Davage.
Okay. What's the significance behind the name?
I have to keep that one under my hat for now, but
Okay.
EP could be soon, could be a while.
It's going to be bigger than Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Bigger than Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
All right. One special request we made for Yared to come on the show. Did you bring it? Did you bring the cube? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Yared Nuguse is an American record holder on the track. The American record in the Rubik's Cube is probably like 3 or 5 seconds, so we're not going to get that today. Can we cheer him on to sub 30? Can you think so?
No. Sub
All right.
40 would be great.
Sub 40. All right. Let's bust out the Rubik's Cube. And this is your speed cube, right? No, it's not? Oh, it is. Okay. All right.
Hold it up for everybody.
Wow. All right, let's see this thing happen. Wait, let me get the stopwatch. All right, I'm ready whenever you are. 3, 2, 1. All right, everyone, let's cheer him on. Let's see.
Come on, guys. Act like it's a race.
We are at 10 seconds. He's
He might-
making some really good progress.
I don't even know what the strategy to this is. I'm just fascinated.
Even Cole's mesmerized right now.
What color do you guys think he's going to solve first? White. Any other colors in the crowd? Green.
I don't think Yared's ever done this with someone narrating, so it might be a little bit tougher. We're at
He's-
35 seconds now. He's so close.
Give him some love, guys. You heard him. No pressure.
It's tough to do in front of a crowd.
I think he's almost there, guys.
He's almost there.
It's always
Oh,
okay
it's a
to
rough
quit.
one. It's all good.
I'm joking.
It's better progress than I would have made at this point. You're going to get it. Oh, no.
You got so many people that love you. You can do this. He did
Oh, there
it.
you go. 131. I'll take a minute off because of the live audience, but you got it. All right, let's give it up for Yared Nuguse and Cole Hocker, everybody. Thanks for coming on, guys. All right, let's keep this thing going. Right after this, we're going to take a quick break. All right, let's keep this going. We got another world champion coming on the stage. Let's welcome Olympic and world champion in the pole vault, Katie Moon, everybody.
The crowd just keeps getting louder and louder with every guest we bring on. We must got some good people on here today, Chris.
Yeah.
Hello. Thanks. You just told me I'm pretty, guys.
All right, feel free to grab the mic. Katie, I'm sorry we woke you up.
Oh my gosh, no, that was Totally my fault. Yeah.
No, it's all good. So we just spoke with Nina, when one of the fun questions we asked her was sort of like, if we were to not do a jump off and break the tie, what other activity could we have done? Could it have been a race? Could we have done rock, paper, scissors? And she said fist fight. You down to fight Nina for the gold medal?
I don't know. She's scrappy. I don't know. She'd probably beat me on that. So I don't know. We could do like 100.
Okay.
100.
Right.
Oh, how fast do you think you can go on 100 right now?
Do you have your PB?
My PB is sub 12, 10. I'm sorry, 10. Oh my gosh, no. 11, 9 something. I did it once a couple years ago.
Yeah. All right, so an incredible season, capped off with the Diamond League trophy, first Diamond League title,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So how's that one feel?
Oh, so great. I haven't gotten this one yet, so it was something that was very high on my list, one of my biggest goals, and I'm so excited that I was able to come away with it.
So what are you going to do with your trophy?
Probably set it on my dresser next to my other medals.
Yeah, I was going to ask sort of like, where do you've amassed this collection now of like world championship gold medals, Olympic gold medals. Like, where do you keep them all?
I'm just so not responsible enough to have things of this caliber. I lose everything that's important to me. But I've just kind of been, like I said, setting them on my dresser. I just look at them every morning.
Wow, I mean that's the ultimate motivator.
Yeah,
like,
really.
If I woke up and I saw an Olympic gold medal.
Like, I gotta get my get back. Like, I have to wake up and go to practice today.
Yeah.
All right, Katie. So this year, what has been the key to kind of like staying engaged and so consistent all throughout? Because I mean, last year you spoke very openly about just some of the struggles post Olympics, just on the mental side of things, and you got it back. You got your groove back.
I think really just in that time when I couldn't take a break, it was just continuing to show up every day, and even the days that were really a struggle, as long as I got to the track and did the workouts, got the lifting in. Once I got my head on my shoulders on the runway, then it was able to come together. And so just showing up every day, even when I didn't want to, was a big part of it. And then just getting a break. I took 6 weeks off completely. I didn't do one thing in the weight room, the track, nothing. It was completely a break. And I think that just helped me reset completely for this year. And I came in feeling better than ever.
So something that a lot of track athletes talk about, or what they've attributed to their success this year, is finding something outside of track that like makes them happy and very passionate. So what is that for you? What makes you happy outside of jumping really high and winning all these medals?
Oh my gosh. I love like going on trips with my family and my friends and doing things like that. Things that allow me to relax and get away, but just enjoy the people that I'm around. I'll really just go home to Cleveland and be with my family for 3 weeks. We rented a lake house.
Shout out Ohio.
That's right, Ohio against the world. And so it just really it's just being away from the track, whether that's relaxing and on my couch watching TV or going out to dinner and trying good new foods. And I like shopping. I'm definitely into shopping. So
I love that. So, you know, after the Olympics, I remember distinctly, like, there had all these opportunities for you popped up. You know, there was, like, a car dealership sponsorship or whatever it was, and talking to the Browns. And I guess for you, what did you take away from all of that post-Olympics that was like, all right, yes, there were the struggles, but these were the moments that you really cherished, and you had another opportunity to create, you know, more of that next year?
Yeah, I think getting opportunities with the Cleveland sports teams was my favorite thing, because I grew up going to Cleveland sporting events. I watched the Browns every Sunday during football season. I got laughed at if I asked if we could change the channel. So that was, I had a pretty love-hate relationship with football for a long time, but love it now. But yeah, you look up to these athletes, and then for them to appreciate what you did, it makes it very surreal. Like, oh yeah, like they're just athletes trying to be the best that they can be, just like me, and they seem larger than life, and it just really puts it in perspective of, no, they're people working hard just like I am, and it's really cool.
All right, we've been asking everyone, and I guess like before we let you go, I guess what is the off-season plan? I saw you drinking a glass of wine and inspired me to get a glass of wine yesterday. So the off-season has started. What is on Katie Moon's plans for the next couple weeks?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back up to Cleveland to be with my family for a couple weeks. We're gonna go to a lake house and just relax. I'll probably play golf, just be with my family and friends, and then I'll go to Tulsa and visit my husband. He's a rowing coach, so he's in season. So we're at a little bit of a distance right now, but go see him and just really rest in every way, mentally, physically, emotionally, and just be with the people that I love.
And Disney, right?
Disney.
And Disney. A quick trip to Disney. All right, everyone, let's give it up for Katie Moon, your Olympic
you,
champion
guys.
and world champion.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. All right, we're going to keep this going on, and we've got our next guest lined up, two-time Olympic gold medalist and the president of World Athletics,
Mr. President,
Sebastian Coe. Let's give it up for Lord Sebastian Coe.
Lord Sebastian. I feel like we need to have a red carpet or something.
I know, this is the
where's this
big
carpet
one.
guy? Chris, this is all your fault.
It is my fault.
Yeah. How you doing today, Mr. President?
Grab whichever
Anyone.
one you want.
I'm just disappointed there wasn't a red carpet.
I know. We'll do it better next time.
You want to sit? You want to stand? You're the boss man. So what's up?
I'll stand.
Okay,
All
we'll
right.
stand then.
All right, so
In reverence to both of you.
oh no, we're in the presence of greatness.
I'm gonna brag about this for the rest of my life, guys.
We're back in Eugene. What's it like, I guess, for you?
Where?
In Eugene, TrackTown USA.
Is that where we are? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you've probably got your hotel that you've got set up here. The flight miles are racking up because we're making so many trips here. How special is it
This
to be
is
back?
like my second home.
I know.
So, no, this is just fabulous to be back. And so soon after the World Championships.
Yeah. The momentum and the lessons that we took away from this being packed last year during the World Championships, what were some of the biggest takeaways from you sitting kind of as the president being like, all right, this was great?
Well, I'm not just saying it because I'm standing here, but I will say it all the same. This is the most knowledgeable athletics crowd in the world. And when you walk around, yeah, you are. You really are. By a distance. When I walk around, I'm chatting athletics. I'm chatting split times. I'm talking about athletes of past glory and athletes that we're witnessing here. This is a town that understands track and field.
What is the importance, I guess, of activating here in the United States? We're going to have the Road Running Championships coming here in San Diego in 2025. And there's just more opportunities for quality athletics coming to the United States.
It's really important because we got the Olympic Games here in 2028. And that's an interesting one for me because it was 1984 was my second Olympic Games in Los Angeles.
Yeah, people are clapping. They remember it.
So, yeah, there are a few that remember it. Okay, that's good. Who had a color television at the time?
Yeah, right.
So, no, we've got a fantastic opportunity and a glide path. So having, the Diamond League final here, we've got the World Under-20 Championships coming here again. I was here in 2014 when they were so successful. So, yeah, this is a fantastic moment for us to be able to really reinforce that track and field is the #1 Olympic sport. And not just by a margin, we are the biggest Olympic sport. And it's really important that we punch our weight in the U.S.
So obviously, you're not the only one who wants to see the success of track and field continue to grow. Like you're saying, by 2028, you want to have everybody know that track and field is the sport. But you got your athletes who are on this same, kind of run as you, who are just like, I want to make this happen. You got Noah. Everything that he does is about transcending the sport. Sha'Carri has transcended the sport. And you've got everyone else doing everything that they can to kind of push this goal and this vision that you have kind of set for world athletics and the rest of track and field. So how does it make you feel to see your athletes do as good as they are, but not just be talked about in track and field, but outside of that space too?
Well, I think you make a really strong point. There's nothing I've said here so far that matters a jot unless you've got the athletes doing what they've done. And look, you have to say that since the really challenging COVID years, the one thing the one group that has not let us down are the athletes. And it's the gift that keeps giving. I've never been more optimistic about the future of the sport simply by the quality of the people that we've got in it now. And, if I'd been standing here, you asked me this question a few years ago.
Yeah.
What are we now going to do now that we don't have Usain Bolt? Well, that's a bit like saying, what do you do when Muhammad Ali retires?
Right.
Usain Bolt was Usain Bolt. But look at the talent that we've now got coming through. And not just in one or two disciplines, but right across the board. It takes an awful lot for a trackman to admit that one of the events they're most looking forward to today is the men's shot put.
Yeah. With Ryan Krauser and
Yeah,
everything that he's done. Yeah.
So everywhere you look in our sport, we've got great head-to-heads. We've got the most extraordinary young talent coming through. And I'm more optimistic than I've ever been at any stage in my life in this sport about what the future holds.
Surely you've had moments that, as a fanatic of the sport, that have wowed you and surprised you. This year in particular, what has been the one that really kind of brought you to your feet and you're like, oh my God, did that really happen? That mile yesterday, you would have been third.
I'd have been third on a good day.
Yeah. Well, actually, give you a pair of the super spikes and maybe you would have won.
Of course I would have done. Yeah, you know, give me something that wasn't a wartime diet, get me onto a rubber track, take me out of my road shoes. Yeah. Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah. All right. So what were the moments? Your favorite moments?
Oh, look, the problem is that if you look at the season, we've had 5 world records in Diamond League alone. We've had 13 Diamond League records. I was very privileged to be in Florence at the beginning of the year when Faith Kipyegon became the first woman to run under 350. And you only had to wait a week later for her to do the same pretty much in the women's 5K. So if you said to me who unquestionably should be the sportsman or woman of the year, I think it's Faith Kipyegon.
Mm-hmm.
In any generation, in any era, for me, that's some of the most outstanding performances I've seen. But I'm also lucky to be able to say that everywhere you look in all our distances, I mean, Jakob's run yesterday was outstanding, a new American record, which was not an easy record. You know, the fastest mile anywhere in the world for 24 seasons. No, everything has come together here, and it's fitting that the Diamond League final, the climax of the season, should be in front of
all these fans,
the most knowledgeable fans in the world.
Yeah. All right. Final question before we let you go. What's the biggest hope for this time next year if we do another show here or in Paris? I guess, what do you hope people are talking about within athletics?
I'm hoping you'll invite me back on again.
Oh, always. You know we've got a nice thing going. This
and
is,
we'll
I think,
have
our
the red
fourth.
carpet for you next time.
Yeah, we'll bring the red carpet.
Actually, it doesn't really matter to me because, I'm colorblind.
All right.
So I
didn't know that.
I could have walked up there on any color and I wouldn't have known what
All
that
right.
was.
Now we'll take note of that.
Now, what do I want? I want
trick them next time.
I want our sport to be even bigger. I want more young people watching it. I want it more accessible. I want us all to be able to show the absolute joy of running, jumping, and throwing, because at its best, this sport is untouchable. Yeah. And we need to make more events. We need to make them more global, and we need to use them to encourage more young people into our sport.
You heard it here from the president himself. Let's give it up for President Seb Coe.
Thanks very much. Enjoy the meeting today.
I'm going to let you go. It should say I love athletics, but we got you I love track and field hat. You can wear it anytime you want.
Can I wear it now?
Yeah, absolutely. Put
Thank
it
you.
on. We got the cameras here going.
How do you get the picture of him?
There it is. All right. We've got one more guest.
Thank you.
Coming up.
Great to meet you too.
Thanks so much.
As ever.
Always a pleasure.
Keep in touch.
Of
You've
course.
got my mobile number?
I'll get it from
Yeah. Okay. I don't have an agent. I come cheap.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, let's give it up for President Seb Coe. And now we welcome on some friends of the program, 4-time global medalist, Wallace Spearman, and Olympic high jump champion, Eric Kennard, everybody. What an hour this has been.
Damn, we got Uncle Wallace coming on. We gotta have a great time.
We got a who's who stopping by. You guys know how this works
going
now, right? Just grab a
on?
mic.
How we doing? We
All
sitting,
right.
we standing, what we doing?
Yeah, let's stand up. Oh, I look really short next to Eric, so let's sit down.
Yeah. Might look like a cell phone signal.
Hey guys, you guys are podcasters now. How's that been?
Man, it was an accident, honestly, but it's been pretty cool. We've had a lot of experience with giving behind-the-scenes footage and content with the athletes, just giving people some exposure into what they go through on a daily basis.
It's an athlete-to-athlete show. Eric, I guess, like, for the people who may not be as familiar, what can people expect? Where can people find the show?
10 4 for us. October 4th, we'll be airing our next episode. It is available on Spotify. Also, you can find information about it on, USATF's Instagram and usatf.org. And it may be also available on usatf.tv.
Yep, we're working on that. We're working on getting it on iTunes. It's called Behind the Wings in case you want to check it out.
Yeah. You guys were grinding during the World Championships. What has been kind of like the impetus behind just like, all right, we're going to share some athlete stories directly from other people who have been in those shoes on those big stages?
I think it's not necessarily for us sharing their stories, just allowing them the opportunity to kind of share, kind of showcase the stories associated with the performances, right? As athletes, I think, a lot of times people's perspectives of us are limited to what they see us do in athletic endeavors. And there's a lot of details missing, as it relates to what goes on behind the scenes and behind the wings in athletes' everyday lives. So I think it's a huge opportunity for athletes to showcase the adversities they face before they step onto the track or onto the field.
Or even after for some time. It just depends. Some of the athletes that go out there, not everyone comes home with a medal. So we give everyone a platform to share their story.
So speaking of like allowing for people to see athletes is more than just what they do on the track, but more about their personalities and stuff. We've got a lot of content creators and stuff out here that are trying to put some work in and allowing for other people to see other sides of athletes. So how does that make you feel to see other, individuals getting into this space and essentially doing the same thing that you guys are doing in terms of elevating athletes outside of their athletic ability?
I feel like this sport is it's worthy of people paying attention. Good, bad, or indifferent, there's a story to be told behind every performance that you see. If someone fails, not everyone's going to be a winner. So if I can show them that, this is how you overcome adversity, and we can capture it from our lens. We have content creators out here doing their thing. It's support. The more exposure, the more eyes, the more marketability we get for the sport, the better it is. People will actually see what we're capable of, and it's something to follow. It's something to watch.
So for you guys, like just the excitement, you guys were athletes. Now you get to enjoy the sport from a different perspective as both media fans. What have been some of the moments both at this meet, at World Championships, that have really kind of just blown your mind and you're like, all right, that was amazing?
That mile yesterday was insane. Let's just
Right?
start
I
there.
love hearing that from a sprinter.
I've had to learn a lot about other events other than sprints, but that mile was crazy. That women's 100 that's probably one of the fastest collective 100s I've seen on U.S. soil. That was really impressive. We saw an American record yesterday with Chase in the throws. So, and then, of course, we have the 200 today, so I'm super excited.
Yeah, you got any picks? They're warming up. They're not watching.
This is the part of the job I hate, because if you have an opinion as an athlete.
Oh, you have to lean in now.
And then I have to walk around and see Noah and see Leslie and see.
Yeah, he's like, say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest.
I like Ariane, honestly, but I'm also a huge fan of Kenny. I love Kung Fu Kenny, but then you have Leslie here.
Oh, he's out.
He over here picking the
scratched.
whole
Let's,
No.
Leslie scratch.
Okay, well then that makes it easier for me. I got Kenny and I have Ariane.
Okay.
Not in that order. No order.
And then what's your
particular
picks?
order. In the two?
Yep.
I'm gonna go the same. I think Kenny is shown, obviously, after his last Diamond League meet, that he's still in great form. So I'll say in no particular order, Kenny, Ariane, Kenny.
What other events do you have your eyes on?
See, you're not gonna bait me into the political picks. However, I'll be interested to see the women's high jump today.
Okay.
Obviously, he's gonna be kicking that off here pretty soon, if not right now. The women have been jumping extremely well and consistently this year, and it's kind of been essentially a toss-up between 5 women in the world, as it relates to who has been doing well at these competitions. And post-championship is usually when people are still trying to chase, those higher heights and try to put a stamp or a final, exclamation mark on the season. So I think I'll be interested to see what happens out there.
People trying to hit those bonoses on that contract at the end of the year.
Right.
That's always important.
And you have Sharika chasing that world record, so I definitely.
And think
can
about
she
it,
do
she
it?
wins. I think she's gonna do it. And not only she gonna win, she gonna have $60,000 in her bank account. So I don't know when she gonna get it, but she gonna have $60,000 in her bank account at some point.
Tell her to let us hold something.
Listen, when I see her in the mix zone, I'll be like, let me hold $1 or something. You all right? You don't need all that.
All right, so for you guys today, where are you guys gonna be? Where are you guys gonna be watching?
Anywhere and everywhere, honestly. We could
Shake
be anywhere.
hands with the fans, interact with them.
Absolutely.
all
We'll be in the warm-up
Definitely.
area, checking out on, checking up on
your
some
passes
athletes.
get you in there? We can't get in there.
We can't get on stage, man. Without you inviting us.
Need an invite for
I was
sure.
trying to
All right,
figure
we'll
out how
have
to
to- we'll
get
have to
to
do a pass
parking,
back or
man.
trade.
You shut down the whole street here.
Yeah.
Got the block on lock, man.
We're trying to do things big here. All right, so for you guys, remind everyone, Behind the Wings, USATF's podcast on Spotify. You guys are working on getting the videos up on USATF.tv.
Yeah, October the 4th.
Awesome. All right, well, let's give it up for Wallace Spearman and Eric Kennard, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Katelyn, let's close this out. It has been a jam-packed day here at Powell Plaza. We're getting ready to go in, watch the races, catch some interviews, throw them up on the CITIUS MAG Instagram account, the YouTube account, TikTok, Twitter. We're all over the internet. So if you're looking for how to keep up with the meet, follow us at CITIUS MAG. Special thanks to the production team for Tracklnd for putting this all together, being able to stream this on YouTube all around the world. And I guess like the biggest thanks, of course, always goes out to TrackTown USA, the Prefontaine Classic meet organizers, for having us in this space, and just like the amazing collection of guests that we had today. So, Katelyn, I love track and field, and moments like this remind me of it every single time.
Man, Chris, I'm going to have to sit there and agree with you that I absolutely love track and field.
I would take a bullet for the sport. Thanks, everyone,
Maybe
for
not me.
watching. Have a good day.